So today marks the first day of the new spring semester for chiropractic school here in Life University in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm here at my home in West Virginia taking classes online. Look, we know that we're in a challenging time, an uncertain time, an unpredictable time that we're all in as students all across the country are now beginning to take classes online, or perhaps you've already began taking classes online. And we don't know how exactly what the future is going to hold for us. In these ever-changing times, maybe fearful and anxious times, it can become all too easy to get distracted off course from the main goal. And so during these past 2 weeks, I've been in self-isolation, literally self-isolation, as I've come up here in West Virginia in the rolling hills. Back here at home, just my family members, away from friends, away from the internet, away from social media, away off my phone. It wasn't by choice to get off my phone. My phone actually stopped working. So I haven't been on social media, haven't really had a chance to really talk with my friends all that much. And so I've had a lot of time to really reconnect with myself and reconnect with how I'm going to pursue these challenging times. And so with that, I understood, as I'm going to be taking classes online now, that I need to set some guidelines for myself to make sure that I'm staying on track with my goals and my mission to be the best chiropractor that I can possibly be, and to be the best self as I possibly can be. And so I've set a few guidelines for myself, and perhaps it can also benefit some of you during these ever-changing times as we go through our online classes. And so the first bullet point that I have here, the first thing is sticking to a routine. It's the first thing for a reason, because during these changing times, our routines have been thrown out of whack. We no longer have to go to our classes. We can't leave our homes. Everything's different. Everything's changed. We can't do our normal routines that we once had once we were on campus. And so I think it's important to ground yourself in our routines. That way you can stay on track with your goals and progress. And so the first thing for myself that I knew that I need to do is I need to set my week and sleep schedule to get my sleep optimization on track. And with that, what that looks like for me is I wake up before the sun rises. I wake up early and I go to bed early. And try to maintain that throughout the week and even on the weekends. So that way my routine and my schedule can just stay consistent over time as we're back home and maybe we have a little bit more free time on your hands. You don't have much going on, that it can be too easy to kind of fall by the wayside and you stay up for hours on end, you sleep in, and out of nowhere now your schedule is all off balance. So it's important to draw those guidelines, be disciplined, and have that same week and sleep schedule. And the next thing in setting your schedule and sticking to your routine is to set your calendar up and stay disciplined with what you pre-plan for the week and for the day. And so for myself, I use Google Calendar. And so I went through and had to set my classes up. Now look, today is the first day of the virtual classes. I don't even necessarily know how they're going to set it up yet. I'm about to find out as I have my first classes today. And so I don't know how it is for all of you and how they're doing it at your particular college. People may wonder how they're doing it in a chiropractic school. I don't know. We'll have to find out. I'll keep you guys updated as this is a new experience for all of us. But either they're going to do live classes or they're going to be pre-recorded classes. But nonetheless, whatever it is, I encourage you all to stick to your normal course schedule as if you're on campus. Okay, so that way you can stay disciplined, you're not going to miss lectures, and you can set that disciplined time for yourself to get done and get that work done. And so for me, regardless how they're going to do this and play this out, I already know that I'm going to stick to my normal class schedule as if I was going to be on campus. So when I'm setting my calendar, I went ahead and I already did all that. I inputted all of the classes into my schedule as if business was as usual. And like everyone's schedule, you have these time blocks. You have these open times where you're not going to be in class, where you can use that time efficiently and effectively to get the most important things done for that day. So looking at your homework, your studying to get other projects and things done that you're going to do to better yourself during this time, and start to input that stuff in. right? And then you have the other things like when you're going to eat dinner with your family, when you're going to spend time for yourself, get your workouts done, meal prep. You get the point. Do the things that you need to do during your schedule, but nonetheless, get that schedule fixed up and have everything there for you to stick to your goals and get done what needs to get done, which leads me into the second point of goal setting and the importance of setting goals during this time. And I hope that all of you are goal setters. If you're not, I highly encourage you to become one. And you got to set goals during these times. It's too easy to get knocked off course and to fall into the fear and anxiety debauchery that's going on in the world right now. And you got to stay strict on your path that you're currently on to be the best chiropractor you can possibly be, to be the best you can possibly be. Because here's the thing, guys, I don't know how long this period's gonna last. No one knows for sure. But life's gonna continue going on, and your future is still gonna continue to go on. And so it's important that you still leverage and use this time wisely so you can be bettering yourself and be evolving on the path and on the journey you're currently on. Okay? And so with that, goal setting is important to know where you're at and where you're heading and what you want to accomplish in a certain specific amount of time. And so with goal setting, there's different layers to goal setting. You have your first layer, which is your big vision dream goals, what you want to have happen in your life. And with it, it's very out there, it's in the clouds, it's inspiring, it should motivate you and push you to some greater calling in life. And then as you trickle that layer down, it goes into your yearly goals, and then in school it's easy for us to have our semester goals. And then you have your weekly goals and your daily goals. And as you move down this goal funnel, the goals become more and more mundane and less exciting. And for me, I don't know if you're like this, for me I know I'm definitely like this. It's easy to make the super up here cloud goals to get yourself motivated and inspired for what's to come. But it's less exciting and less easier to set the mundane goals and to stick to them. And during this time especially, because it's too easy to fall off and to play the blame game and not pursue your goals because of the ever-changing times. And I think it's even more important to set goals and stick to them. And so what I recommend for you guys is have goals for this semester. Have goals for this period of isolation. So have your semester goals, have your yearly goals for what you want to accomplish this year. Have your semester goals of what you want to accomplish this semester. And break that down into your daily goals with what you need to get done to move toward your bigger goals and dreams. And it's easier said than done because the daily goals are more mundane than your bigger goals, but it's just as important, actually more important that you do the daily goals, because if you don't do the daily goals, you're not going to get to the bigger goals. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm doing, and I encourage all of you to do, is to write your goals down each morning when you wake up. Write your goals down with what needs to get done today, what needs to get done this week, and accomplish those goals during this time. Be a goal setter and stick to your goals during this time. The third thing that I've allotted for myself that I want to share with you guys is organization and work flow. Staying organized and have a good workflow, a good work area. Look, it's easier whenever we're back on campus because we have our study place, whether it's at the library or maybe your desk, wherever you have it. It's easy to get work done. You're focused there. That's where you get your work done. But now things have changed and maybe you're back home with your parents, you're back home and you can't necessarily leave and isolate yourself where you like to get your work done. And so I recommend, again, I don't know what your living situation is like. Maybe you got all your friends and siblings with you and it's crazy and it's chaotic, but you got to find peace and you got to find that isolated part of your home or in your room where you can just sit down and be alone and get work done. You got to remove yourself from the distractors, whether they're people or other things like your TV, like your video games, like your phone. You got to isolate yourself so you can stay focused during these times, because it's harder now to stay focused than it's ever been, and it's going to challenge many of you, myself included, with how focused we can be in an unfocused environment. And so a few things that I have that I've helped myself out with that may help you guys out as well to stay focused in an unfocused environment is the first importance is to have a good work area where you're away from people and away from the distractors. So find that area, wherever it may be. You gotta stay quarantined, of course, obviously, but make it work for yourself. And for me, you see my work area that I have here. I'm kind of getting everything done here. I got my cameras and I also have my computer with me here on this desk. It's away from everything else. Now again, I have the house to myself. My parents are still working because they're considered essential workers during this time. So they're away from the house. So I have it lucky. I'm home alone. But nonetheless, I'm away from everything else. And I've also set myself where I have good natural sunlight. I have a nice view of the woods, of the rolling hills in the background, so it keeps me focused. I like that, having sunlight around. I have my hydration, so I always have water. I have water on me right now, as a matter of fact. The importance of just staying hydrated, staying healthy, taking care of yourself, taking care of your immune system. Cleaning up your diet, and quick plug off that, if you haven't seen my 5 rules for eating healthy, make sure you check that out. I think it's good to stick to a good diet during these times, right? A little off track there, but have a designated work area and clean it up, and that's going to allow you to be more focused. And again, it's going to challenge you, but perhaps this challenge is for good use. Perhaps this challenge of testing your discipline, of testing your ability to stay on the path, perhaps it's a good thing, and it's meant to strengthen you for what's to come in the future. Always look at everything here as something that's meant to build you up for the future. Don't get knocked down during this time. Use this time to build you up, because that's your only choice if you want to be a success. And if you want to make the impact that you want to make in chiropractic and in other areas of your life. Stay on the course and get organized. The second thing with your organization is to get your calendar organized. We've already set your calendar schedule, but get this thing organized. Have it streamlined. Have your classes as recurring events and get your entire semester of classes scheduled. Have all of your time blocks about when you're going to get studying, and have all that stuff already pre-organized and pre-planned. Already get that stuff. The more organized and prepared you are for the semester, for the week, and for the day, the better off you're going to be. So get organized. And the third point that I want to make with organization and workflow is to get some form of a cloud-based organization system. With everything online, I think it's more important now than ever to stay organized with all of the different content and things that are coming your way. And so what I use for my organization system is I use Office 365. That's the Microsoft version. Why I use that is because it's free for most students, depending on what university you go to. Typically they offer it free for students. So go ahead, and if you don't have Office 365, I encourage you guys to get it. It's very useful and very helpful. And plug in your student email there. You'll give a chance to plug in as a student and enter your student email there and see if it works for your school. And if it does, definitely get it, because I think it's hands down the best cloud-based organization system you can possibly use for school. Or if you can't use Office 365, other good ones are Dropbox. You can use Google Drive is a good one. Nonetheless, get one of them that works for you and get organized with it. And so what I do is for classes, I've gone ahead and created folders for all of the different classes that I'm taking this quarter. And then I can even schedule it out with week by week, so that way I'm staying on track with all the content and all the lectures every single week, and even the exams, so that way I can stay on track when I'm going back and studying, and just keep everything organized. The more organized you are, the better. So that's what being organized in your workflow. The next point that I want to make is to use this time to your advantage. We talked about, or I mentioned before, that look, guys, you got to use this time as for the good. Don't get bogged down in the media hype, because all that's trying to do is to distract you, tear you down, and create fear and anxiety in you. And I understand that this is a very uncertain time. This is a very fearful time. Okay? And we got to be careful. We got to take this seriously. However, you got to use this and leverage this for your advantage, again, because hey, time's moving, you're progressing and you're evolving on the path, right? Your timeline's not slowing down for when you're coming to chiropractic school, when you're going to graduate and be a doctor and inspire and change the lives of millions of people. So stay on the path currently and use this time to your advantage. So make this time to better yourself. Like I said, this time of self-isolation, or being quarantined, perhaps it happened for a reason. You see the symbolism in it. The world stopped, and perhaps it stopped so we can take a moment to reconnect with ourselves and see what we're doing and where we're heading, to realign ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. So use this time to better yourself with all the free time and excess time that you'll have to read books, start a new hobby, join an accountability group, which I'm going to get into in a second with a new accountability group that I'm starting and I want you to be a part of. And so, in closing, this time is a reconnection period, right? This happened for a reason, and we can either get bogged down by the times or use this time as leverage to better ourselves. And hope you and I know that this is a time to better ourselves. This is a time where to prepare for the future and to do all we can in this time to really just continue to better ourselves and stay on track with our goals. Even as times change, we got to evolve and change with them, but the mission and vision and future hasn't changed much. As things will get back to normal eventually, I promise you that. And speaking of the future, I mentioned I was starting an accountability group that I want you guys to be a part of as this channel is beginning to evolve, and in the future, I will no longer be making necessarily topic-specific videos relating to chiropractic school. However, I'm offering something significantly better for you guys that I think is going to work out so much better for you and help you in unimaginable ways. And so I'm starting an accountability group for the elite people who are committed to bettering themselves, who are committed to being the best chiropractors they can possibly be, being the best you that you can possibly be. And so I'm starting we'll call it an accountability group, as we need to strengthen each other. That look, disciplined and committed people are few and far between, and we need each other more than ever to build each other up, to move on this journey together, to learn and grow together. That's what this is all about. That's what this channel is all about. And so I want to connect with you guys even deeper and have a chance for us to connect more personally, and you can share the challenges you're going through, and we can actually navigate your goals and your direction for the future, and really build each other up, share insights with one another on this journey as we're all going through it together. And so if you're interested in wanting to join this group, it's completely free. You can click the link below and I'll be in contact with you. It'll navigate you to join the group and get involved in there. And so I think it's going to be a really, really great thing for all of you. And nonetheless, if you join the group or not, I want to say that I hope you and your family stay healthy and stay safe during these times, and just to do everything you possibly can to make this a good experience for you. And I hope that in the future, as we look back during these times, we'll realize that this time was a hidden blessing in a way for us, as it gave us a chance to reconnect, to realign ourselves, and to better ourselves for what's coming in the future. So for those that are going to join the accountability group, I look forward to talking with you all shortly, and everyone else, be looking for more content on this channel as we move forward together. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless. I'll see you guys.